Yeah, Big Jones the Juggernaut. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unleashed. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am back at work. Like I said before, my trip is over. Had a wonderful time, life-changing experience. And no, I'm not done talking about it. You know, I got like 15 videos just talking about this trip, man. So I'm hoping I'll reach a new audience out there. If you're new to the channel, I am Big Jones the Juggernaut. I am your party host for Unleashed. This is my podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed on YouTube. You could follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and let's get right to it. So today, I want to jump into talking about the actual ship that we were on. So my last video, I was talking about the top 10 sites that we saw during our ports of call. Today, I want to talk about the actual ship. So it's going to be a little different than my last video because I'll tell you something. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a tough video for me to make, man, because I love cruising. I love Carnival. But, man, this cruise, man, I mean, I'm sure we're going to blame COVID for it. But, man, this cruise, this last one was rough, man. I mean, it was rough. And I say rough, but, I mean, it was a great vacation. I mean, you know, amazing vacation. Top 3 vacations I've ever taken. But it certainly, you know, wasn't without its drawbacks. So I'm gonna be completely objective here, and I actually can't even say completely objective. I don't know. Look, I'm going Unleashed on the Carnival Horizon, so we're going to talk about it. First of all, if you don't know already, we took an 8-day cruise out of Miami on the Carnival Horizon, October 1st through the 9th of 2022. That went to Aruba, Curacao, and the Dominican Republic. So I'm going to break down the top 5 best and worst of the Carnival Horizon. Let's start with the bad news first on the Carnival Horizon. Number 5 on the worst was the noise, man. Oh, my God. I don't know what those neighbors of ours were doing. We had very little contact with our neighbors during our cruise, which was weird because we came out of Miami and there was a lot of Southern folk and they love to talk. Southern people love to chit chat, you know, nothing wrong with that. Perfectly nice people, but there was a lot of noise, man. Slamming the doors from the balcony, slamming the front doors. I mean, you know, probably not their fault. It was windy and, you know, the door slams back and but it shakes the entire room, man. So, you know, it didn't happen at all hours of the night, but it definitely did happen earlier than we would have liked and, you know, continued throughout the day. So, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and take that as a reason to get out of the cabin and, you know, go explore the ship some more. Number 4, long waits for everything, man. I don't know what it is with this ship, man, but everything you had to wait for. And I mentioned on one of my other podcasts that there's 4,000 people on this cruise. I don't know if it was all, I don't know if it was all, guests or if that 4,000 includes guests and crew members. But either way, long waits. You have to wait to get on the ship, wait to get off the ship, waits for food, man. Oh, my God. Just the wait times were incredibly long for most things. So, you know, have patience. You know, I try to be as patient with people as possible. My wife, not so great on the patience category of, you know, me, I'm a big dude, 6'1", 260. I try not to lose my patience too often, but, you know, even I was getting a little, okay, come on, folks, let's make decisions here, you know, but try to remember you're on vacation and, you know, stop and drink it in a little bit. That's why you go on vacation. I don't know what was going on with these tour guides, man. Holy fucking shit. These tour guides are out of control. Now, before I get too deep into this, I want to mention that I can really only rank 2 of the 3 tour guides that we had. We did a tour in every port except for Amber Cove, but the 3 tour guides we had in Aruba, Curacao, and La Romana, 2 of those were Carnival tour guides. We actually booked shore excursions through Carnival, so they're representing Carnival, you know. So I was just wondering, like, man, we had some of the rudest tour guides ever. I can't really say that the guy from Aruba, his name was Albert, but he wasn't a Carnival sanctioned tour guide. He wasn't a Carnival sanctioned tour. That was a tour that we just got out of the port, and they were right there with the sign. We gave him $50. We jumped on his bus and we took it around the island in Aruba. Had a beautiful time. But the other tour guides, man, Green in La Romana and Ursula in Curacao. Ursula, not as bad, but Green and Albert, so fucking rude, man. And I don't know if that, I mentioned in my other podcast that, the Caribbean and the South American collide right at those two islands, but man, especially Albert and Green, them two dudes, so rude, man. Just very, very bossy, very, very insistent. I mean, we're sitting back there trying to have a good time, and they're telling us to be quiet or telling us to shut up. I speak pretty good Spanish, so I was using it in Dominican Republic and La Romana, and I'm trying to talk to not the tour guy, but someone else on the tour, actually one of the guys from the sugarcane field, and my Spanish wasn't perfect, and he was correcting me like very aggressively. I'm like, God, man, I'm really glad I was there with my wife, because if she for whatever reason had taken that tour by herself, I'd have been pissed. Like, damn, he was talking to you like that, and it's funny because they talk to you like that so aggressively, and then they expect you to tip them. I was like, Jesus, man, you could lie to me a little bit, if you expect to get tipped, this is a tip for you. Here's your tip if you're a tour guide out there on a Carnival cruise. If you want a gratuity, maybe be a little bit nicer to your guests. Could work. I don't know. Okay, this is where we're going to get into the deep water. No pun intended. But I really, really hesitate to talk about the staff as a whole, because there's so many staff members on there. They let us know right away that they were short-staffed, but the staff on there, I know they work their asses off. I'm trying not to be too mean to the staff, but the folks at the guest services desk, oh my God. And you could argue that those guys, all the crap funnels right to there. If you have a problem, you go to get guest services. If you have a complaint, guest services. If you have, anything usually negative, you're going to go to guest services for. But man, the guest service people, all of them, not rude, just very dismissive, just very like, how can I get you out of my face as quickly as possible? I'm not mad at you. I'm positive. Just looking at some of the people that at the bar on this cruise, I'm sure you guys have to deal with a lot of assholes. I can completely empathize with that. I deal with a lot of assholes in my job too, and yeah, that's usually my fucking attitude towards it. Is how do I get you out of my face as quickly as possible? And most of the time, yeah, you just end up saying yes to whatever just to get them out of your face. So I do understand that. I mean, I don't work in the hospitality industry where you kind of have to be a little bit nicer to people, but I don't know. But yeah, the folks at guest services, particularly unpleasant. Sorry. And the worst aspect of this cruise ship, by far, the dining. Oh my God, I could go on for a minute about the dining problems on this cruise. First of all, I knew going on that Carnival was doing the specialty dining options. It's another way for them to rake in the money. And I guess the food, you could argue, might be a little bit better because you're paying for it. But personally, I don't go on a cruise expecting to pay for food on board. I expect there to be, enough dining options that I can go out there and I can have food whenever I want. First of all, the pizza. There was only one pizza place on the ship. Usually on the Carnival cruises I've taken before, the pizza is open 24 hours and you can go whenever you want. And, but there's like 2 or 3. This ship, there was only one, which might not be a problem, but after 10 o'clock, it is the only thing open to eat. Whose idea was that? That is the worst idea I've ever heard, So when the club lets out at, midnight, whatever, there's a line literally across the deck, probably 30 to 40 people waiting to get a pizza because that's all there is to eat. Pizza, ice cream, and juice and water. That's it. Are you kidding me? I literally was like, listen, man, I will pay extra money. Like, sorry, sir, that's all that's open is pizza. I'm like, Jesus Christ. All that was open was pizza. And there's also just very, very confusing decisions made by whoever runs this ship on dining options. First of all, there was a seafood stand that served like, I don't know, I never went to it, but it was like lobster rolls or fish or something like that. But again, it costs money. So you're out there and it doesn't even have the prices on there. It says like market price. Who the fuck goes on these cruises looking to, I mean, first of all, yeah, okay. I mean, seafood, you're on a ship, whatever. But good God, man. I mean, we're talking about, bar food, beach food, man. I'm not looking to sit there and eat a whole, bread bowl full of clam chowder. Who asked for this? That was one place. First of all, it was very rarely open. And when it was, there was never anybody there. And judging by the fact that it just said market price on there, I could see why. It probably wasn't the best idea to put this seafood place on board the cruise ship. I don't know. It was just a very strange decision. I don't know. I wasn't vibing with the seafood. But let's get back to the main dining. Great. Main dining was great. Although I will say this for the main dining, and I'm only bringing this up as a contrast. We came in a little bit later one night. It was about 8:30, and because it closes at 9. But we came in about 8:30, and man, we got the most disgruntled crew. And it's a shame that I'm bringing them up because everybody else in the main dining room was amazing. Vanessa, Kaisley, I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody's name, Mr. Tay. Everybody in the main dining was great except this one night. And I think it was actually the formal night because we came in a little late because we were taking pictures, and these guys were like, ugh. Literally like they didn't want to serve us, But, main dining is open till 9, and, plenty of people stay there late after 9. It just felt like, this one particular crew didn't want to serve us. But everybody else was perfectly nice after that. But I'm telling you, the dining options on this cruise, very, very strange. So that night that it was late and we couldn't get anything but pizza. So you can also order room service on the app. The problem is that you have to pay for it. Are you serious? Have you ever seen the pizzas on a Carnival cruise? They're nothing special, people. They're nothing special. And they want you to pay for room service. Now, I get you're paying for the service, but goddamn, people. My wife ordered a pizza on the app. Room service is I think it was like $6, probably plus a gratuity, so just round it up to 10. And we waited for an hour, and they ended up canceling it. And when it said why they canceled it, it said because they couldn't find us. We were sitting in our room for an hour. I can't tell you how pissed off my wife was behind that, and I was pretty pissed off myself. Man, just that dining needs to change, man. They really, really need to get some better dining options. Take out that stupid seafood place and build another pizzeria, man. Like, seriously. Very, very strange choices in dining. Needs to be completely revamped, man. Carnival, I mean, when we used to be cruise salesmen, we used to tell people, listen, if you leave a cruise hungry, it's your own damn fault. I mean, in this case, it's not our fault, man. Like, the dining options on that cruise need to be completely rethought. And if you want to stand in a long line at guest services while eating a slice of cold pizza to make a complaint about a rude tour guide, like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and I will see you noisy bastards next time for more Unleashed.